The ultimatum opening scene. A massive alien ship appeared above Earth without warning. It was 3 kilometers long, shaped like a twisted blade, and cast shadows over entire cities. People stopped in the streets, pointing at the sky with trembling fingers. News channels went crazy with reports that the alien message Admiral Tom Blake stood in the command center of Luna Base, watching the screens with growing anger. The aliens had sent their message to every government on Earth at the same time. Their leader, who called himself Lord Kane, appeared as a tall figure with gray skin and cold yellow eyes. People of Earth, Kane's voice was deep and emotionless. We are the Empire of Stars. We have watched your species for 100 years. You are violent, wasteful, and dangerous. You fight among yourselves and destroy your own world. Blake clenched his fists as the message continued. We offer you peace under our rule. Submit to the Empire. Give up your weapons. Accept our governors. You have 7 days to surrender completely, or we will take your world by force. We have destroyed 1,000 worlds before you. Do not test our patience. Human response begins. President Maria Lopez called an emergency meeting with world leaders. In a secure bunker beneath the White House, she sat with General Jack Stone, Admiral Blake, and Dr. Lisa Park, the head of Earth's secret defense project. How many ships do they have? Lopez asked. Our satellites show 50 ships in their fleet. Blake replied, each one is massive. Their weapons are unknown, but they destroyed an asteroid in seconds just to show their power. General Stone slammed his hand on the table. 7 days? They think we'll just roll over and die? Dr. Park spoke quietly. Maybe we don't have to. All eyes turned to her. She had been working on something secret for 5 years, something even the president didn't fully know about. Project Titan, she said. We've been building something they don't know about. The secret project deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a hidden base called Dark Water Station. Captain Mike Torres watched as massive shapes moved in the darkness. These weren't ordinary ships. They were Earth's secret weapon, built from alien technology recovered from crashes over the past 50 years. The humans had been preparing for this day, without knowing when it would come. Every crashed alien probe, every piece of strange metal found in remote places, had been studied and copied. Earth's best minds had worked in secret to build something the galaxy had never seen before. How many are ready? Torres asked his chief, engineer Bob Martinez. 12 battleships, fully armed, Martinez replied. Each one is 2 kilometers long and carries enough firepower to destroy a moon. The aliens think we're primitive, but they're about to learn something about human engineering. Humanity's nature revealed. Meanwhile, around the world, something interesting happened. Instead of panic, humans began to show their true nature. Factories that made cars started making weapons. Scientists who studied medicine began working on military technology. Children who played video games started training on combat simulators. In Tokyo, engineer Anasato worked day and night to improve shield technology. In London, physicist David Wright figured out how to make human weapons hit faster and harder. In Moscow, tactical expert Igor Petrov planned battle strategies that would make alien commanders cry. The aliens had made one big mistake. They thought humans were just another weak species that would surrender when threatened. They didn't understand that humans had spent their entire history fighting. Every war, every battle, every conflict had made them stronger and smarter. Tension. As the 7 days passed, the alien fleet waited in orbit. Lord Kane sent more messages, each one more threatening than the last. He showed videos of other worlds that had been conquered, cities turned to glass, populations enslaved, but something strange was happening on Earth. Instead of preparing to surrender, humans were preparing for war. Military bases that had been quiet for years suddenly came alive with activity. Ships that had never been seen before began moving through the darkness of space. The final hours on the seventh day, Lord Cain sent his final message. Your time is up, humans. We detect no signs of surrender. We will begin the conquest of your world in 1 hour. Prepare to kneel before the Empire of Stars. Admiral Blake stood on the bridge of the USS Defiance, the flagship of humanity's secret fleet. Around him, 11 other massive battleships waited in the shadow of the moon, invisible to alien sensors. Sir, his communications officer said, the alien fleet is moving into attack position. Blake smiled grimly. Then let's show them what humans do when someone threatens our home. All ships, prepare for battle. Today, we teach the galaxy that Earth doesn't kneel to anyone. The stage was set. The aliens expected surrender. Instead, they were about to face the fury of an entire species that refused to give up. First blood. Surprise attacked the alien fleet moved toward Earth like a pack of metal predators. Lord Cain stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Star Crusher, confident in his victory. His species had conquered worlds for 1,000 years. These humans would be no different. Begin the bombardment, Cain ordered. Target their major cities. First, make them watch their world burn. But as the alien ships powered up their weapons, something impossible happened. 12 massive shapes emerged from behind the moon, moving fast and silent like sharks in dark water. Captain Torres, commanding. The U's thunder spoke into his comm system. All ships, this is Torres. We are weapons free. Show these aliens what humans are made of. The battle begins. The first human battleship to fire was the USS Defiance. Admiral Blake watched as massive energy beams shot from his ship's main guns, crossing space in seconds. The beams hit an alien cruiser dead center, cutting through its shields like paper and splitting the ship in half. Direct hit, his weapons officer shouted. Enemy ship destroyed. Across the alien fleet, confusion spread like wildfire. Cain stared at his screens in disbelief. Where did those ships come from? How do they have such weapons? The answer came in the form of more human battleships appearing from hidden positions. They had been waiting, using stealth technology that made them invisible to alien sensors. Now they struck with the fury of a cornered animal. Human engineering superiority, the UE's vengeance, under Captain Lisa Grant, demonstrated why human engineering was special. While alien ships relied on massive size and heavy armor, human ships were built for speed and precision. They moved like dancers, dodging alien fire while delivering devastating attacks. Their weapons are slow, Grant observed as she watched alien energy blasts miss her ship. They're used to fighting enemies, who stand still and trade shots. But we're not like other species. Human ships used tactics that no alien empire had ever seen. They fought in pairs, covering each other's blind spots. They used the gravity of planets to slingshot around obstacles. They attacked from multiple directions at once, confusing alien targeting systems. The alien fleet struggles. Lord Cain's confidence began to crack as he watched 3 more of his ships explode. How are they doing this? Our intelligence said they were primitive. His tactical officer, a nervous creature named Vex, studied the battle data. My lord, their ships are smaller than ours, but they move 3 times faster. Their weapons penetrate our shields with ease. And their tactics, they're fighting like a pack of hunters. Cain's anger grew. We have 50 ships. They have 12. Crush them with numbers. But the aliens discovered that numbers didn't matter when the enemy was smarter. Human ships worked together like parts of a single mind. When aliens attacked one human ship, 2 others would appear from different angles, destroying the attacker before vanishing again. Heroes emerge on the U's Lightning. Commander Jake Foster showed the kind of courage that made humans legendary. When his ship's engines were damaged by alien fire, he didn't retreat. Instead, he used the ship's momentum to ram straight through an alien destroyer, tearing it apart while his own ship somehow survived. "This is foster to all ships," he broadcast, his voice steady despite the chaos around him. "They want to see how humans fight? Let's give them a show they'll never forget." Meanwhile, Dr. Park watched the battle from Luna Base, coordinating the human fleet's movements. She had studied alien tactics for years, learning from every piece of crashed technology. Now that knowledge paid off as she predicted alien moves before they made them. "Admiral Blake," she transmitted, "enemy flagship is moving to position 77 Alpha. If you hit their engine section now, you can disable their main weapon array." The tide turns. What had started as an alien invasion quickly became an alien disaster. Human battleships cut through the enemy fleet like wolves hunting sheep. Every human ship that took damage was covered by others while it retreated and repaired. Every alien ship that was damaged became a target for multiple human vessels. The U.S. Storm, commanded by Captain Alex Reed, performed the battle's most impressive maneuver. Surrounded by 4 alien ships, Reed ordered full power to engines and spun his battleship like a top, firing in all directions at once. All 4 alien ships were destroyed in less than 30 seconds. Kane's realization as his fleet continued to take losses, Lord Kane finally understood his mistake. These humans weren't just another primitive species. They were natural-born warriors who had spent their entire history perfecting the art of war. "My lord," Vex reported with fear in his voice, "we've lost 15 ships. The humans have lost none." Kane stared at the tactical display in horror. His mighty fleet, which had conquered star systems, was being defeated by 12 human ships. It was impossible, yet it was happening. "Retreat," he ordered quietly. "My lord? I said retreat," Kane roared. "Get us out of here before they destroy us all." But as the alien ships tried to flee, they discovered that humans had one more surprise waiting for them. The hunt no escape as the alien fleet tried to retreat. Admiral Blake's voice echoed across all human frequencies. "Negative on the retreat, alien scum. You came to conquer Earth. Now you get to see what happens to those who threaten humanity." The human battleships had formed a perfect trap. While the aliens focused on the 12 ships they could see, 20 more human vessels decloaked around. The edge of the solar system. The retreating alien fleet flew straight into another ambush. Captain Sarah Chun of the U.S. Predator smiled as her ship's weapons locked onto 3 fleeing alien cruisers. "This is Chun to all hunter groups. The prey is running scared. Time to show them that humans don't just fight, we hunt." The psychology of fear. Lord Kane watched his tactical display with growing terror. Every escape route was blocked by human ships that seemed to appear from nowhere. His mighty Empire fleet, which had struck fear into 1,000 worlds, was now trapped like animals in a cage. "How many ships do they have?" he demanded. Vex's hands shook as he checked the sensors. 43 human vessels detected, my lord. But their stealth technology, there could be more, many more. What Kane didn't know was that humans had spent 5 years not just building ships, but studying alien psychology. They knew that fear was a weapon more powerful than any gun. Every move the human fleet made was designed to terrify their enemies. Pack tactics. The human ships moved like a wolf pack hunting buffalo. The U.S. Hunter, under Commander Mike Rodriguez, led a group of 6 ships in a complex dance around the alien formation. They would appear, strike fast and hard, then vanish before the aliens could respond. "This is Rodriguez to pack leaders," he transmitted. "Remember, we don't just want to win this battle. We want every alien in that fleet to go home and tell their friends what happened when they messed with humanity." The human ships attacked in waves, each one more devastating than the last. They targeted alien engines first, crippling ships without destroying them. Then they would circle the helpless vessels like sharks, picking them apart piece by piece. Individual heroics captain Danny Lee of the U.S. Fury became a legend in those dark hours. His ship had taken heavy damage early in the battle, but Lee refused to retreat. Instead, he flew his wounded battleship straight into the heart of the alien formation. "This is Lee," he broadcast to the alien fleet on their own frequencies. "You wanted to see how humans fight? Watch this." With his main guns offline and his shields failing, Lee used his ship's remaining weapons to destroy 2 alien destroyers and damage a heavy cruiser. When his ammunition ran out, he rammed his ship into an alien command vessel, destroying both ships, but taking 50 enemy officers with him. The aliens had never seen such ferocity. In their empire, commanders stayed safe while others fought. But humans led from the front, willing to die to protect their home. The alien empire's weakness as the battle continued. The true weakness of the alien empire became clear. They had grown soft from easy victories. For centuries, they had conquered worlds by showing overwhelming force, making enemies surrender without a fight. But humans were different. The harder the aliens pressed, the harder humans fought back. Every loss made them angrier. Every fallen ship made the survivors more determined. Commander Jane Wilson of the U.S. Revenge demonstrated this perfectly. When she learned that Captain Lee had been killed, she led her ship on a suicide run that destroyed the alien vessel responsible. But unlike Lee, Wilson's ship survived, as she continued fighting with cold, calculating fury. Kane's desperation, with half his fleet destroyed or crippled, Lord Kane made a desperate decision. "Target their planet," he ordered. "If we cannot conquer them, we will burn their world to ash." The remaining alien ships turned their massive planet-killer weapons toward Earth. But as they charged their weapons, they discovered that humans had been ready for this moment too. From hidden positions throughout the solar system, massive defense platforms powered up. Each one was the size of a city and armed with weapons that could crack moons. Earth's entire asteroid belt had been turned into a fortress. "This is General Stone," came a transmission from the planetary defense grid. "You aliens made one big mistake. You thought this was just about ships fighting ships. But this is about humanity defending its home. And we've had 5 years to turn our entire solar system into a weapon." The impossible reality, as defense platforms opened fire and more human ships appeared from every direction. Kane finally understood the truth. Humanity hadn't just built a few secret battleships. They had turned their entire star system into a massive military base. The asteroid belt contained hidden shipyards. The moons of Jupiter held weapon platforms. Even Earth's own moon was armed, with enough firepower to destroy fleets. "My lord," Vex whispered, "they've militarized everything. Their entire species is devoted to war." Kane stared at the tactical display showing hundreds of human vessels and thousands of defense platforms. "What kind of species does this?" The answer came from Admiral Blake himself, broadcasting on all alien frequencies. "The kind of species that will never, ever surrender. You wanted to know what humans are capable of? This is just the beginning. Earth's true power, the full revelation." As the massive defense platforms opened fire, Lord Kane saw the impossible scope of humanity's preparation. What he had thought was a primitive world with a small secret fleet was actually a fortress system that had been building for years. Admiral Blake's voice filled the alien communication channels. "You see those platforms, Kane? Each one took us 2 years to build. We have 300 of them scattered through our system, and every single one is aimed at your fleet." The defense platforms fired in sequence, creating a light show that could be seen from Earth's surface. Each blast was precisely targeted, designed not to destroy alien ships instantly, but to disable them piece by piece. Captain Rosa Martinez, commanding the defense grid from Ceres Station, coordinated the bombardment with cold precision. Platform. Groups 7 through 15. Target their weapon systems. Groups 16 through 22. Hit their engines. I want them alive but helpless. A hidden fleet emerges, but the platforms were just the beginning. As Kane's fleet struggled against the devastating fire, something even more shocking happened. The space around Earth began to shimmer, and suddenly hundreds more human ships became visible. They had been there all along, hidden by advanced stealth technology that made them invisible to alien sensors. Destroyers, cruisers, carriers, and battleships. An entire armada that dwarfed the alien invasion force. Captain Mark Thompson of the U's Invisible had waited 3 days for this moment. This is Thompson to all Ghost Fleet vessels. Drop stealth. Screens and show these aliens what a real space navy looks like. The alien tactical officer Vex stared at his instruments in complete disbelief. My lord, I'm reading over 800 human vessels. 800? Where did they all come from? Human industrial might. The truth was even more terrifying then. The aliens could imagine. For the past 5 years, every human nation had put aside their differences to work on a single project, preparing for this day. Car factories had been converted to build ship components. Computer companies had designed targeting systems. Even children's toy manufacturers had contributed to the war effort. Dr. Park, watching from Luna Base, allowed herself a small smile. You wanted to see human potential, Kane. This is what happens when 7 billion people decide to work together on something. The human shipyards, hidden throughout the asteroid belt, had been working around the clock. Every piece of alien technology, recovered over 50 years, had been reverse engineered and improved upon. Humans had taken alien designs and made them better, faster, and deadlier. The psychological warfare, but humans understood that winning the battle was only half the victory. They needed to break the alien empire's will to fight. So they did something that horrified their enemies. They offered mercy to those who surrendered. Attention alien vessels, Admiral Blake broadcast. Any ship that powers down its weapons and surrenders will be spared. Your crews will be treated according to the laws of war. But any ship that continues to fight will be destroyed without mercy. This terrified the aliens more than any weapon could. In their empire, surrender meant death or slavery. The fact that humans offered mercy to defeated enemies was something they couldn't understand. It made humans seem even more alien and dangerous than any monster. Several alien ships immediately powered down and surrendered. Their captains would rather face unknown human mercy than certain death from continued fighting. Kane's last stand, desperate and humiliated, Lord Kane made one final attempt to salvage victory from disaster. All remaining ships target the human homeworld directly. If we cannot conquer them, we will destroy them all. The last dozen alien vessels turned their planet-killing weapons toward Earth itself. For a moment, it seemed like Kane might achieve some kind of Pyrrhic victory, but humans had prepared for this too. From Earth's surface, massive orbital defense cannons fired upward. These weren't just weapons. They were the culmination of human engineering, each one capable of destroying capital ships with a single shot. Captain Jennifer Park, General Stone's daughter, commanded the planetary defense grid. Target acquired, she announced calmly, firing orbital defense cannon Alpha 1. The beam that erupted from Earth's surface was so bright it lit up half the planet. It struck Kane's flagship dead center, cutting through its shields and armor, like they were made of paper. The end of an empire's pride. As the Star Crusher began to break apart around him, Lord Kane finally understood what his empire had encountered. This wasn't just another species to be conquered. This was a race of warriors who had spent their entire history fighting each other, learning from every conflict, growing stronger with every challenge. "Impossible," he whispered as his ship's bridge filled with smoke and sparks. "No species could prepare like this. How did they know we were coming?" Admiral Blake's voice answered him, broadcast directly to Kane's personal comm. "We didn't know you were coming, Kane. We just knew that someday someone would threaten our home. And we decided long ago that when that day came, we would be ready." The alien fleet was finished. Of 50 ships, only 3 remained functional, and they were surrounded by nearly 1,000 human vessels. The mighty empire that had conquered star systems had been utterly defeated by a single world's defenders. But the real shock was still to come. The counterstrike, the decision, as the last alien ship surrendered, floating helplessly in space. Surrounded by human battleships, Admiral Blake called an emergency council meeting. Representatives from every nation on Earth gathered virtually to discuss what would come next. President Lopez spoke first. "We've won the battle, but this empire will send more fleets, larger fleets. We need to decide what to do next." General Stone leaned forward in his chair. "We have prisoners who can tell us about their empire. We know where their bases are, how many ships they have, what worlds they control." Dr. Park brought up tactical displays showing the captured alien data. According to their navigation computers, the Empire controls 200 star systems. They have 1,000 warships, maybe more. If we wait for them to come back, they'll bring everything they have. Captain Torres, still aboard the U's Thunder, joined the conversation from space. "Then we don't wait," he said simply. "We go to them." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. No human had ever left the solar system. Now they were talking about launching an interstellar war against an empire that spanned hundreds of worlds. Admiral Blake spoke carefully. "What Captain Torres is suggesting is that we take the fight to them. Hit their bases, their shipyards, their homeworld. Show them that threatening Earth has consequences." "It's madness," said one diplomat. "We know nothing about their empire, their allies, their true strength." Dr. Park smiled coldly. "Actually, we know quite a lot. Our prisoners have been very cooperative. It seems the empire rules through fear, not loyalty. Most of their subject races hate their alien overlords and would welcome liberation." The vote was close, but humanity made its choice. Earth would go to war. Building the war machine over the next 6 months, human industry shifted into a gear that amazed even its creators. The shipyards that had built the secret defense fleet now worked on something even more ambitious, an interstellar invasion force. The U's Liberator, humanity's first dreadnought, was 5 kilometers long and carried enough firepower to crack planets. Captain Elena Rodriguez, promoted after heroics in the Earth battle, walked its bridge with pride. "Ma'am," her tactical officer reported, "the fleet is ready. 200 heavy battleships, 500 destroyers, and 3,000 support vessels. It's the largest space fleet ever assembled by humanity." Rodriguez nodded. "And it won't be enough if we fight them fairly. Good thing humans don't fight." Fair. The strategy Admiral Blake had learned from the alien prisoners that the Empire's strength came from central control. Every major decision was made on their homeworld. Every fleet was commanded from their capital. It was efficient, but it had a fatal weakness. "We don't try to conquer their entire empire," Blake explained to his fleet commanders. "We cut off the head, hit their homeworld, destroy their leadership, and watch the empire collapse." But getting to the alien homeworld meant traveling through 50 light years of enemy space. Human scientists had reverse-engineered alien faster-than-light travel, but their ships were still slower than the Empire's vessels. Dr. Park had a solution. "We don't travel through their space. We travel around it. The long journey the human Fleet took a route no alien had ever considered, straight through the galactic void, the empty space between star systems. It was dangerous, with no planets to resupply at, and no help if something went wrong. But it was also invisible to enemy sensors. For 3 months, the largest fleet humanity had ever built traveled through the cold darkness between stars. Ships broke down and were repaired, crews trained for the battles ahead. And slowly, humanity approached the heart of the empire that had dared to threaten Earth. Captain Sam Wilson of the UE's Vengeance summed up the fleet's mood. They came to our home and tried to make us kneel. Now we're going to their home to return the favor. Arrival at the enemy capital. When the human fleet dropped out of faster-than-light travel at the edge of the alien capital system, they found exactly what their intelligence had predicted. A massive fleet guarding the Empire's homeworld, but all facing outward, watching for attacks from known space lanes. No one was watching the void. Admiral Blake studied the tactical display, showing 300 alien warships orbiting a massive planet. All ships, this is Blake. We're about to attack the heart of an empire that has terrorized the galaxy for 1,000 years. Today, we show them that their reign of terror is over. The final battle begins. The human fleet attacked from a direction the aliens thought was impossible. While enemy ships scrambled to turn and face this unexpected threat, human battleships poured fire into their formations. But this wasn't just about destroying ships. This was about sending a message to every species in the galaxy. Humanity had come not just to defeat the Empire, but to liberate every world it had conquered. As the battle raged around the alien homeworld, Admiral Blake sent a message that would be remembered for generations. To all species enslaved by this empire, Earth has come to set you free. The age of alien tyranny is over. The age of human liberation has begun. The galaxy would never be the same. Asterisk.